Hey guys, welcome to the driving review of the Maserati Levante S with 450 horsepower and 580 Nm torque. This is what I think, and it's interesting. I'll tell you why. Woohoo! The sound this car makes is fantastic. I think if there was a priority list on why would you buy a Maserati, the sound of the engine and the exhaust note will be number one. But today we are talking about the driving review. How does it feel like to drive the Maserati Levante S? And this is it. Now this gearbox is the ZF 8-speed gearbox, and I know that this gearbox has got a maximum load about 600 odd Nm torque. This is going at 580, so they have really pushed the limits and the boundaries of what this gearbox can do on the Levante S. On the Levante non-S, it's about 500 and this is 580, and you really feel it because why? You can feel that this car is really pushing to the max of what it can deliver at 450 at 450 horsepower. The power is quite insane, guys. The 5.2 second that they advertise 0 to 100 is real. And if I were to give you just one takeaway on how we drive, is that you have to put work into the car. Think about this for a while. If there was a way to distinguish a brand from any other SUVs out there, this is it. All the other SUVs drive very easily, as in they drive easy. Anyone could get into a, let's say, a Cayenne or a Urus or whatever, and it'll feel like any other SUV driving it. However, on the Levante, what I felt was that yes, at low speeds it felt fine. At times when you press on the gas, you get that exhaust note coming out and it's glorious. But when you get to those really twisty, hard corners, you know what? The steering angle, you have to do a little more push to get that steering angle just right, and that makes it interesting. Because you know why? A lot of car manufacturers make cars that are very easy to drive, just very light power steering, and it feels like you're driving nothing. Here there is a weight to the steering, which I love. When you go to a sharp corner, for example, this corner isn't that sharp. Let me give it some space from here to there, and if I were to floor this and if I were to tackle that corner at a fast speed, you can see that my steering angle, where I've turned the steering, it's quite sharp. And that's something that I was surprised with, because most typical SUVs, just little bit of steering input and it will get a job done. Not here. You do feel like, you know what, a race car. You have that engagement with the car, and I think that is what Maserati does. From the fact that you sit in the car and you hear the engine note, you sit in the car and you have this leather around you, this burst of color with this interior, and the steering input you give to the car. Brilliant, you know. If you have gone through the Cayennes, if you've gone through the Q8s, and you want something different, something just to excite you, you know what, without a doubt the Levante will definitely push your buttons. And I really mean that, because if you buy a typical luxury SUV, they do age quite fast, and I think that's why also the second part of it is that the Levante ages quite gracefully. Now where it does fail, now obviously this isn't without a flaw, it does have some demerit points for the Levante. The Italians are not great in terms of electronics. They have improved a lot though in terms of the display here. The navigation is fantastic, it's very crisp, the fixed camera is beautiful. All this stuff where it matters, the controls for the air conditioning, all that is beautifully laid out, guys. It's fantastic, it's phenomenal. Where it probably needs development maybe in the future, or maybe I don't care about, is things like its lane departure warning system. the warning beep on this, it's quite annoying. The anti-collision braking system, when it alerts you when the car's in front and it brakes for you, that's quite harsh. But those are things which I guess the Volvos are the master in that area. Other car manufacturers are trying their way to get there, and it's all systems that they buy and add on to their cars. This one has it, it works, but it's not the best, which to me is totally fine, because most likely I won't be using those systems. The lane departure warning, for example, now I'm driving on this road here, I'm not sure if you can see the road, but it alerts me whether it can detect or can't detect the lines, and if I would let go of the steering, I can ever so slightly feel that small nudge to indicate that I'm actually off course. So it's more, I would say it's a more driver's car, because it lets you drive the car, opposed to interrupting you constantly with safety features to say, you know, keep left, keep right, go straight. You know, it's more engaging. I think that's what the Maserati stands for. It's a very engaging drive. If I were to give this a car a score, I would say that this ranks in the top 7 or 8 out of 10, just because it's such a different, unique value proposition. So that's great, guys, my review of driving the Maserati Levante. Stay tuned, because after this, the next chapter, I'm going to give you my summary of what I think of the car overall as a package. Stay tuned, guys. Cheers and have fun. I'm going to lower the window and put in the sport mode. You hear the exhaust there. I'll be quiet now so you can hear the exhaust and enjoy this drive down Ritz-Carlton. What amazes me about this car's exhaust and engine sound is this. Now, a lot of manufacturers, they go to extend to put fake sound into the car, and fake exhaust note and all those bits and pieces. And you can hear the difference when you lower the window, because you can hear what's the real sound and what is the fake sound. On the Maserati, I tell you guys, when you open the window, there is a little more extra volume coming out from the exhaust, because it's windows open, but not much. What that means is what you hear in the exhaust and the engine is 100% real, and that is something very refreshing, very rewarding to drive also, because it's a very genuine experience. Hope you like my trip to Langkawi driving the Levante. It's been a fantastic journey. Ritz-Carlton is where we are staying. Beautiful location. I will come back here again with my wife, and as always, guys, stay tuned. Please support us in Horizon Evo Club Malaysia, and yeah, till next time, this is me saying, go out there and have a little more fun.